What's good, y'all? It's your boy Havoc. Final round. It's going down this weekend. We got Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez. I'm excited for this one. We gonna find out the truth. It's pretty 50-50, man. Believe it or not, I know there's a big hype train behind Shakur Stevenson, but there's a lot of people that think Oscar Valdez is going to knock out Shakur and expose him. There's a lot of people that think Oscar Valdez can win, and at the very least, if not anything, put up a damn good fight against Shakur Stevenson. Now, look, about the hype train behind Shakur and about Valdez, about people overlooking Valdez. Now, I'm not saying that isn't true. I do think some people are not giving Valdez enough credit, and I do think some people may be fanboying or fangirling a little too hard over Shakur. But you got to put things into perspective, right? We do this as fans. We're always looking for the next big thing, all right? And we always marvel over talented, up-and-coming athletes. And we're always comparing them to greats. Okay, this is just, it's a given. You see it in basketball all the time. Oh, he's the next Jordan. Who's the next Kobe? Eventually, he'll be LeBron when he retires. We do this all the time. I don't know why we're acting all emotional and shocked that we do it for Shakur Stevenson, who's clearly a talented boxer, who has all the intangibles, who's very skilled, technical. Seems to be the whole package. Is he a complete fighter yet? No, not in my opinion. Still has some things to work on. But definitely can be a complete fighter if he chooses to be. Everything seems to be in place. So it's no wonder why people are buying into this. It's no wonder why people think he's going to be great. It's no wonder why he's getting comparisons to great boxers. At the end of the day, Shakur Stevenson is Shakur Stevenson. He has his own unique style, okay? But I don't think there's anything wrong with comparing him to Mayweather in certain aspects. Now, if you want to compare him completely to Mayweather, that's a little excessive. But if you can make an argument based on his boxing ability, IQ, and skills, and intangibles, I can't be mad at that. But I definitely do see resemblances of Mayweather. His ability to control distance is just as phenomenal as Mayweather's. His efficiency is very similar to Mayweather's in terms of his movement. His mentality not to get hit during fights, very similar to Mayweather. Has good speed, good reaction. These are very reminiscent of Mayweather. It's just the easy reference, you guys. Now, for me, I've been accused of being a Shakur fanboy, okay? Because I personally think this is not a good matchup for Valdez. And I would not be shocked if Shakur can wash Valdez. That's my opinion. I really think it's going to be dependent on what Oscar Valdez does in the fight if it's going to be competitive. At the end of the day, I don't think Oscar's going to win. Okay? It doesn't matter how he approaches the fight. I don't think he's going to win. But depending on how he fights, I think it will make for a good fight if he fights a particular way. If he doesn't, I think he gets smoked. And I would not be shocked if you even see a TKO. I don't think Shakur is as pillow-fisted as everybody says. I think he has more heat and smoke on his punches than people give him credit for. I'm not buying into this narrative that Shakur isn't tough, or we call into question his chin because we never seen him get hit. That's crazy to me. I heard somebody say they can't choose Shakur Stevenson in this fight because his chin has never been tested. That is the most ignorant shit I've ever heard in my life. So you're holding it against him that his defense is that good to where nobody has been able to touch his chin. His defense is spectacular. So you're holding that against him. I thought the point of the sport was to hit and not get hit. And I think if anybody, you can bless anybody with the abilities to go into MMA or boxing and have the God-given abilities to hit their opponent and not get hit back, I think everybody would choose that style. Because who the fuck wants to get hit? Who the fuck wants to sustain brain damage? Okay? It's crazy. Well, I've never seen him chin checked. Isn't that a testament to how good his defense is? But then people will say, oh, well, it's the opponents. Come on, man. Like, that's what we're going to say? The opponents? He's faced solid opponents. Am I saying his resume is complete? And we absolutely know how great Shakur is or how good he is? No. But he's faced good, formidable opponents for me to say he's got some pretty damn good defense. And for him not to get chin checked at this point is a testament to how good his defense is. And I think we will see that Saturday night against Oscar Valdez, because apparently Oscar Valdez is a world beater now. So if Shakur can beat Oscar Valdez, I want this guy to get a lot of credit. Now, personally, it will be a great win for Shakur, in my opinion. He'll prove a lot of doubters wrong. But I'm not ready to call him the next big thing because he beats Oscar Valdez. I'm sorry. It has nothing against Oscar Valdez. Nothing personal. I just don't think... I think he's a B-level fighter. There's levels to this game. There's nothing wrong with being a B-level fighter. Absolutely nothing. I think he's a great fighter. I actually don't think he gets enough credit for how good defensively he is compared to what people think, especially Shakur fans. And he can actually box. A lot. And here's the big issue. A lot of Shakur fans think, and not just Shakur fans, but Valdez fans, think he's a pure pressure fighter. And he's not. He's not a pure pressure fighter. People are acting like this guy is like Triple G. He walks opponents down. He cuts off the ring all night. And he throws body shots all night and breaks you down. That's not how Valdez boxes from what I've seen from the film study. That's not what I've seen. And that's exactly why I think he could get washed in this fight. Because he's not a pressure fighter. He's not a pure pressure fighter. So you're going to try and box Shakur Stevenson? I mean, that's how he fights. Even if he goes in there and tries to put pressure, will he revert back to what he knows? Will he go back to what he's comfortable doing? Just like Deontay Wilder against Fury. Didn't matter whether you got Malik Scott. Not enough time to rewire your brain to fight that way for as long as you need to. And when shit hit the fan, Deontay Wilder reverted back to what he knew. Flinging that right hand. He abandoned throwing jabs to the body. It's just not what he's done his whole career. And Oscar Valdez, he may come in there. He may put pressure. I like that he's working with Reynoso and Canelo. I don't think Canelo as a sparring partner is going to be what helps him so much as the mind of Canelo and what he can teach Valdez. I think that's more valuable. Because I don't think Canelo can resemble Shakur Stevenson in sparring. But Canelo can help him out tactically in this fight. I do believe that. I believe that Canelo has lots of experience facing southpaw fighters who tend to be labeled as slick. Okay? He's dealt with a few southpaws. So he understands what's an effective game plan. He understands how to cut off the ring. He understands how to put pressure and break his opponent down. And I think he can really help. Him and Reynoso can really help Valdez with a solid game plan. Because I believe Valdez needs to be in Shakur's face all night long, cutting off the ring, going down to the body. And his key punch is going to be not the left hook to the head, but the left hook downstairs. And if I were him, since he's going up against the southpaw, I would use Shakur's lead hand to find distance and shoot that left hook as a counter to that lead hand. Take advantage of being the shorter fighter. Break him down, suffocate him, and see what can happen. And that will be Valdez's best chance. But even that, I don't think that would be good enough. And then we look at Shakur, who works with Bud. I think Bud will help Shakur in terms of the sparring department. Because we know Bud can fight in many ways. Bud can fight like Valdez. He can mimic Valdez. Because Bud can do almost anything. Southpaw, orthodox, pocket, back foot, front foot, whatever. So, because Oscar Valdez is not a pure pressure fighter, I can't hear these arguments to why I don't understand why people necessarily think that he's going to cause as many problems as they think. Now, if he was a pure pressure fighter, then yeah, I would say, okay, maybe we got something here. Maybe he's going to make this tough, but I don't think he is. I could be wrong. But this is why I'm doing it circumstantial prediction. If Oscar Valdez puts pressure all night and is consistent, I think he makes it a good fight. I still think he loses, but I think he makes it an entertaining fight. If Oscar Valdez goes and boxes and he's going from the front foot to back foot, boxing in the pocket, it's not going to work out for him. It's going to be very ugly. It's going to look like Mayweather versus Gatti. I keep on hearing people say, Valdez, he's tough. He fought with a broken jaw. He's the heart, guts, and determination. He's proven. That's nice. But you have to get the fight to that place before you can use those intangibles. And you need skills to do that. Everybody said the same thing about Gatti. Oh, Gatti's a warrior. He can take Mayweather's punches. He's going to walk through them. He's going to walk to him and he's going to beat him down. He's going to show him what true power is because he's tougher. And Mayweather's pillow-fisted. Mayweather completely dismantled Arturo Gatti. What people don't understand, it's more intimidating facing an opponent who's not the biggest puncher, but you can't touch him. And they can touch you all night. That is intimidating because I cannot do nothing with an opponent I cannot hit and who can hit me back at will. I can't do anything. I can't set up anything. I'd rather face a bigger puncher who doesn't have as good defense than a lighter-handed puncher who has phenomenal defense and I can't touch him. At least with the bigger puncher with less defense, I can do something. At least I can do something. We saw it with Lomachenko in some of his earlier fights. You couldn't touch the man, and he was touching you at will, and guys would quit before they even started. So my question is, to me, I see that skill discrepancy. I see that there is a huge discrepancy in terms of skill with Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson. And I don't think Oscar Valdez is going to be able to touch Shakur Stevenson. I don't care how much power he has. And as a result, he's going to get mentally and physically worn down. And do not be shocked if Shakur walks Valdez after he waters him down the first few rounds. Do not be shocked. I told you first. Don't be shocked if Shakur TKOs him. Valdez cuts easily too, bruises easily. Don't be shocked if a doctor stops him because he's taking too many punches. That'll be his saving grace, honestly. My standard is skills pay the bills, skills over will. Will kicks in when you can get the fight to the place you want it, but you must have skills to do that first. Valdez is not this relentless pressure fighter that everybody's making him out to be. He knocked out Burchell with that nasty left hook, stepping backwards, boxing. And like I was saying, people don't give enough credit to Shakur or Oscar Valdez, a lot of Shakur fans don't realize that Valdez can box. He's more of a boxer puncher. He does have some defense. He can box off the back foot. But that's the thing. That style is not going to favor Valdez in any sort of the way. And you saw with Conseco. Well, you saw what happened with Conseco. And Conseco is not Shakur Stevenson. Conseco was a fleet-footed fighter. He doesn't move as efficiently as Shakur. His defense isn't as good as Shakur. He doesn't go down to the body as effectively, in my opinion, as Shakur. He's not a southpaw like Shakur. He doesn't control distance as well as Shakur Stevenson. And you saw how badly Valdez struggled in that fight. A lot of people said Valdez didn't look good. Now, there's rumors and speculation that Valdez got off the sauce for that fight. And he didn't look the same because of that. I can't say that particularly. I don't know. Only God knows the truth. And another thing we got to take into consideration, styles make fights, and that fleet-footed style may not favor Valdez. But we saw the problems Conseco gave Valdez, and a lot of people had Conseco winning that fight. What do you think Shakur is going to do? And I got to be real. I don't feel like Oscar's truly that confident in himself. I saw the face-off. I saw the interviews with them two. And Shakur Stevenson, I also got to give him credit. I think he's getting really good at playing mind games. And it started with Jamel Herring. I really do. I love the mental warfare going on with Shakur Stevenson. I love how he pointed out. And I don't think Shakur was, at the end of the day, I don't think Shakur is trying to shoot on Oscar Valdez. I just think he's playing mental warfare games to gain an advantage in the fight. He said, don't cheat for this fight, bro. You know, just don't cheat. Don't do it. I love that because that was a nice little mental tactic. Even if it doesn't work, you never know. It could be very effective. You know, you saw Oscar Valdez crying on the screen saying he's not a cheater and he didn't do this and that. And you saw how much it affected him. So why not try to capitalize on that if you're Shakur Stevenson? Why not try to eat away at him? Why not create doubt? And I'm sorry, you guys. I know some people feel bad for Oscar, and I'm not buying it, bro. I'm not buying. He could have a great career in acting in Hollywood if he doesn't want to box anymore. But I just don't buy it. Dude, you cheated. You got caught. It was in your system. Like, it is what it is. You can't just keep on throwing asterisk in there. It's like, how many times? People literally are in to cheat, but not take responsibility and blame it on something else. Come on, man. And I love how Shakur was like, hey, you've been ducking me. He's been calling Valdez a duck. Like I said, true or not is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Whether it actually bothers Valdez, it's irrelevant. I like it because you just never know how it can play on the opponent's mind. And it could eat him up. And I look at Valdez. Look, I don't want to read too much into pre-fight antics, right? Because that doesn't always tell the story. You cannot choose a fight based off of pre-fight antics. We saw Conor McGregor, in my opinion, win a lot of the press conferences with Mayweather. He was very confident. He talked like he was unbeatable. Especially that press conference in Toronto. He was phenomenal. McGregor owned the stage. But he got his ass whooped at the end of the night. So I don't want to read too much, but I don't want to gloss over it because it could be a thing. It could play a factor. Oscar Valdez doesn't look that confident to me. He's not looking Shakur in the eyes most of the time. Seems like the steroid thing is getting to him to a certain extent. And I looked at Shakur during the interview with Valdez, and he's sitting there. He's got this grin on his face. It almost looks like a child about to take candy from a baby. He knows what he's going to do to this guy. So, I do believe Shakur Stevenson is going to win this fight decisively. And I will go out on a risk and say that he will do it by TKO. I don't think Valdez, this is a good stylistic matchup. But I will say this, I will put an asterisk in there. If Valdez goes in there and he takes the Canelo approach, he cuts off the ring, he puts pressure, fights behind his jab, uses that lead left hook to the body to break down Shakur, cut off the ring, it will be a good fight. It will be entertaining. But nonetheless, Shakur will still find a way to win. So tell me what you guys think. Like the video, subscribe, comment down below. Cheers to my subscribers and future ones as well. It's your boy Havoc. Final round. Get at me.